That is so unfair. That literally I ended the last live stream for you guys to make sure that things were up to speed as soon as possible, and the Bears released the 53-man roster. So the Bears official 53-man roster is now here for you guys. Super excited to break it down for you all. It is super exciting for it to finally be here. Thank you for everyone that was on the last live stream. The Bears are 45 minutes in order to release it. So excited to finally break it all down for you guys. And if you're excited about this Chicago Bears roster and obviously the 53-man roster finally being here, make sure to hit the like button on this video along with commenting below who you're excited to see on this roster, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Let's go through the Bears cuts to start off this entire series right here. Crazy stuff. I cannot believe that literally I ended the last live stream and 2 minutes later, the Bears released a roster. So happy to have you guys all back. Happy to guys see you all zooming back in here. Let's go through everything real quick because I obviously want to make sure that everyone gets to see it. But again, before we begin, hit that like button if you haven't already to get more Bears fans in here. And if you're excited about the 2024 season, along with commenting your thoughts on the 53-man roster throughout the video in the live chat or in the comment section below. And please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already to stay up to date on all Chicago Bears news and notifications. So let's go through the Chicago Bears 53-man roster. Again, I'm mad at them right now, but that's all right. We're going to break it all down for you guys. It's going to be a lot of fun, and I can't wait to do so. So let's get things going right now. All right. So according to the Chicago Bears website, the number one guy that they're naming out of the gate right now is Jaylon Johnson. Obviously, number one. Let's see. Did they do this in a different way? It could be a lot easier. Let's just go through the 53-man roster. How about that? And I want to hear your guys' thoughts in the comment section. We're just going to go one by one for you guys. Live chats are open, so make sure that you throw your chat in the comment section right now. Let's go through the 53-man roster. So the first guy, obviously, Jaylon Johnson made this roster along with wide receiver DJ Moore. Then going into running back DeAndre Swift, cornerback Kyler Gordon, kicker Cairo Santos, defensive back Jaquan Brisker, wide receiver Tyler Scott. Velus Jones Jr. did make this roster. Number 12 is on the Chicago Bears roster, so happy to see him come back. Excited for that. Keep throwing those likes up on the video right now, guys. Really appreciate it. We almost got 100 people in here right now. Let's keep it up. Let's get over 300 people like we had a minute ago. Ton of fun right now. So Velus Jones Jr. made this roster. Obviously, number 13, Keenan Allen. Then you had tight end Gerald Everett, wide receiver Rome Odunze, quarterback Tyson Bagent, quarterback Caleb Williams, punter Torrey Taylor, running back Travis Homer did make the roster, guys. Very shocked by that one. I'm not going to lie. It's a little bit crazy for me. I honestly thought that Travis Homer was not going to make this roster, but the running back did make the Chicago Bears 53-man roster, so good for him. Defensive back Jalen Jones made this roster. Congrats to him. Defensive back Elijah Hicks. Running back Rashawn Johnson. Running back Khalil Herbert. Defensive back Tyreek Stevenson. Wide receiver DeAndre Carter made this roster. The defensive back that we brought in, or the kick returner / wide receiver that we brought in, did make this roster even after that fumble a few weeks ago. Defensive back Kevin Byard made the roster. Defensive back Terrell Smith. Oh, man. Jonathan Owens. All right. Did my man Josh Blackwell made it? My man Josh Blackwell made the roster. Congrats to Josh. Heck yeah, guys. Throw a like for Josh. He's on the show all the time. He was like, I'm not telling you if I made it or not. Oh, my God. Great news for Josh Blackwell. He made the roster. Well-deserved after a huge preseason. All right, let's hear what you guys are thinking. Noah Sewell made this roster, so good for him. Amin Agba-Magiga, special team specialist, made it. Patrick Scales made the roster. Tremaine Edmonds made the roster. Darrell Taylor obviously made the roster. We traded for him. Linebacker TJ Edwards. Linebacker Jack Sanborn. Offensive lineman Darnell Wright. Let's keep it up, guys. 100 people in here. Let's go, guys. Keep it up. Let's keep liking this video because we're excited. We got the 53-man roster here right now. A ton of guys made it that I wasn't expecting to make it so far. So good stuff overall here. I can't believe I ended my last live stream with there was 600 people in at one point. Bill Murray, great name, great Chicago icon name, made the roster. Guys, throw a bear down in the live chat right now who you're excited that made this roster so far because I'm going to go down and break it down a little bit more in a bit here. great stuff here for the Chicago Bears, though. Okay. Then we got Nate Davis making the roster, Coleman Shelton making the roster, Doug Kramer made the roster, Braxton Jones, Ryan Bates, Karan Amagaji, Tevin Jenkins, Matt Pryor, well-deserved, by the way, Mercedes Lewis, Cole Kmet, Dominique Robinson made the roster. Wow. Okay, I honestly did not think that the Chicago Bears were going to keep Dominique Robinson after all the moves that they made. So then defensive lineman Chris Williams, who is confirmed to be wearing number 91. Daniel Hardy made the roster. That's big. That is big right there that Daniel Hardy made the roster. Austin Booker made the roster. DeMarcus Walker, Zach Pickens, Andrew Billings, Montez Sweat, and Jervon Dexter Sr. So, wow. That is a heck of a roster, guys. I'm pumped about it. Okay. Let's see. Did they update this chart? Okay, so let's break it down a little. Let's break it down by group. So on the injured reserve right now, we have Dante Pettis, Nsimba Webster, and Ian Wheeler. Those guys are all on injured reserve right now and out for at least the next 4 weeks. And injured designated to return is Larry Borum and Jacob Martin. So the Bears website updated it. Good for them. Let's break it down by position group real quick. Again, make sure you keep throwing your comments in the live chat right now. I'm so pumped about Daniel Hardy making this roster, guys. That was huge. Absolutely exciting stuff for him right there. Let's go through the DB room real quick. So we got Josh Blackwell, who made it, a solid special teamers that comes back to the Chicago Bears, had a huge preseason and a very well-deserved spot. His third year, he is like this Shannon McManus that we lost a couple years ago. Very excited to have Josh back. Great stuff here. Jaquan Brisker, obviously one of our starting safeties, is back. Excited for him. Kevin Byard, Kyler Gordon also were locks to make this roster again. So super excited for them to be back on the 53-man roster. Good things overall for the Chicago Bears there. Then you have Jaylon Johnson. That's a lock. Jalen Jones, who made this roster, another special teams guy who switched his number. Jonathan Owens, Terrell Smith, and Tyreek Stevenson are the DB room. Our DB room is the best in the NFL by freaking far. I mean, seriously, by far. That is a defensive that you are not passing against that team. So great overall news for the Chicago Bears there. Really excited about to see a lot of these guys come back. But exciting news overall. Guys, keep liking this video. We got 115 people in here and only 35 likes. If you guys please could hit that like button, please do so right now. Let's get it up to 100 before we end this video. And if you're tuning in later, please hit the like button after. Okay, let's keep things going real quick for the Chicago Bears here. All right, so that was our DB room. Let's go over to the defensive line room. So you have Andrew Billings, Austin Booker, Javon Dexter Sr., Daniel Hardy, Zach Pickens, Dominique Robinson, Montez Sweat, Darrell Taylor, DeMarcus Walker, and Chris Williams. So right there, you have a total of 10 defensive linemen that the Bears have in the room. That's a pretty steep room right there. Noah Sewell did make it, by the way, just to put it out there. So that's super good news right there for the Chicago Bears. They went really, really deep in this draft. So good or in this roster from the defensive line perspective. So good to hear. And also that means Zach Pickens is better. So happy to hear that. Cairo Santos, that's your kicker. That was an automatic lock right there anyway. But from a linebacker room perspective, Tremaine Edmonds, TJ Edwards, Amen Abagadiba, Jack Sanborn, and Noah Sewell. So the Bears only went with 5 linebackers on this one. Obviously, you can drop back a few like Darrell Taylor or technically Daniel Hardy. Those are pretty big guys. But yes, Noah Sewell did make this roster. I was a little shocked by that. I kind of thought Michael Baskerville was going to make the roster over him. But yeah, the Bears definitely shocked some people with some of these moves right here. From an offensive line perspective, we have a total of 10 offensive linemen, which, I mean, Larry Borum is on the injured reserve, I guess. But you have Karan Amagaji, Ryan Bates, Nate Davis, Tevin Jenkins, Braxton Jones, Doug Kramer, Bill Murray, Matt Pryor, and Coleman Shelton along with Darnell Wright. So that's a pretty steep room. I like that room a lot. I think that things are really good across the board there. I'm going to get into some of my cut reactions in a little bit, guys. So make sure you guys keep commenting in the live chat right now. But yeah, that's crazy. That like only 10, 11 offensive linemen. I mean, guys get hurt all the time, but expect a deep practice squad of offensive linemen as well, just to kind of put things there. Then you have Tory Taylor, obviously rookie punter. So only one punter on the roster. From a quarterback's perspective, you only kept Tyson Bagent and Caleb Williams. So the Bears are probably going to have someone on the practice squad from a quarterback's perspective. From a running back room, Khalil Herbert, Travis Homer, Rashawn Johnson, and DeAndre Swift. I'm a little shocked by Travis Homer making it, to be honest with you guys, but hey, it is what it is. I just want to go back to Noah Sewell real quick. I know I'm going to talk about my comments in a little bit, but Noah Sewell made it probably because he was a drafted guy by Ryan Poles. You don't really want to get rid of your drafted guys. It doesn't look really good. He didn't do anything really this preseason, but he did make this roster, and he is a Chicago Bear, so we are going to support him. From a tight end room, Gerald Everett, Cole Kmet, and Mercedes Lewis. So only 3 tight ends on this roster. And then from a wide receiver room, Keenan Allen, DeAndre Carter, Velus Jones Jr., DJ Moore, Rome Odunze, and Tyler Scott. I mean, I'm not going to lie, guys. I think that they're keeping DeAndre Carter on until Nsimba Webster is ready. And then what will happen is that they will end up moving DeAndre Carter over to the practice squad or designating him for assignment. But yeah, a little bit crazy to say the least, guys. Velus Jones did make this roster as a wide receiver. They have him in the wide receiver room. So going to go through some of my comments real quick on who I think is going to make the practice squad. From a practice squad perspective, I think that the Chicago Bears are going to keep Reedy Johnson until someone ends up bringing him back. Austin Reed will definitely be a guy. Brendan Bates and Stephen Carlson, Aviante Collins, because there was a ton of cuts, guys. As crazy as that, I mean, this was a tough roster to make. I'm sure a lot of the guys are insanely relieved right now with the fact that the Chicago Bears didn't release them. But let's see what we got here. Okay, sorry. I was just making sure. Oh, shoot. Where did I go? There I am. Okay, sorry about that, guys. Okay, keep throwing your thoughts in the comment section. But yeah, there were some shocking cuts to this roster, to say the least, guys. I can't believe some of the things that happened, but this team looks so much better than last year. I do want to call out and keep throwing this comment right here. I would have rather have kept Reedy Stewart over Dominique Robinson as well. I mean, I'm very happy with the roster that we have. I think this is a solid group. I think that things are going in the right direction. I think that this is a young roster. We have a solid defensive back room, a solid wide receiver room. I'm not happy that Reedy Stewart did not make this final roster. I'm sure that it was tough. And the Bears obviously were juggling some things around. They ended up keeping Dante Pettis as well. Reedy Stewart should have made this roster. Travis Homer did make this roster. I was not a fan of this move either. I think Travis Homer hasn't done anything. I know I see Ian Wheeler's on the injured reserve right now. I think that the Bears, obviously, if it comes to it, keep Ian Wheeler over Travis Homer. But yeah, they kept Travis Homer. I was a little bit shocked by that one. But this team is good. I think that this team is going to win a lot of ball games. Quickly going to run through it again because we had a lot of people join. From a defensive backroom perspective, Josh Blackwell, Jaquan Brisker, Kevin Byard, Kyler Gordon, Elijah Hicks, Jalen Johnson, Jalen Jones, Jonathan Owens, Terrell Smith, Tyreek Stevenson. From a defensive back perspective, from a defensive lineman perspective, Andrew Billings, Austin Booker, Javon Dexter Sr., Daniel Hardy, which I'm super pumped about, Zach Pickens, Dominique Robinson, Montez Sweat, Darrell Taylor, Demarcus Robinson, Chris Williams as your defensive lineman. Obviously, you're not going to get rid of Darrell Taylor or Chris Williams. You just traded for him. You got Cairo Santos, who's going to be your kicker, obviously. GOAT. You only have 5 linebackers in Tremaine Edmonds, TJ Edwards, Amin Abagaji, Agbag Magiga. I'm talking about Quran. Sorry about that. Jack Sanborn and Noah Sewell, which I was also very shocked to make the Chicago Bears roster. He hasn't really done anything this preseason. Then Patrick Scales, obviously, made this roster, even though they said that he's going to be on an injured reserve to potentially start the first 4 weeks. I guess not. Quran Amagaji, going from an offensive line perspective, Quran Amagaji, Ryan Bates, Nate Davis, Tevin Jenkins, Braxton Jones, Doug Kramer, Bill Murray, Matt Pryor, Coleman Shelton, Darnell Wright. A lot of depth there because you got Bill Murray who can play guard, Doug Kramer who can play guard and center, Ryan Bates who can play guard and center, Quran Amagaji who can play tackle and guard. So you have a lot of guys that can flux in and out, which is really good stuff from that standpoint. Punter, Tory Taylor, Tyson Bagent, Caleb Williams as your quarterbacks. Your running back room, again, Khalil Herbert, Travis Homer, Rashawn Johnson, DeAndre Swift. So, it is what it is with that room. Gerald Everett, Cole Kmet, and Mercedes Lewis were also the tight end room. And then your 6 wide receivers, Keenan Allen, DJ Moore, Rome Odunze, Tyler Scott, Velus Jones Jr., and DeAndre Carter. So there was not a lot of differences that you ended up thinking differently from. I guess that makes sense. Like, we saw most of this roster happening. Happy Daniel Hardy made it. That was a big one for me. Sad Reedy Stewart did not. Happy Josh Blackwell and Jalen Jones made it. Those guys are awesome special teamers, and that's a huge part of the NFL now. So overall, this team, it has a lot. Things are going in the right direction for them. There's a ton of talent across the board. So overall, good stuff there. Looking at the comments real quick, it seems like you guys were pretty pumped about all the different moves. I know a lot of people were upset about Reedy Stewart as well, but we're going to be good, man. We're going to be a good team. Exciting stuff. I can't believe the Bears released it 45 minutes late. So I appreciate you guys coming back to this live stream. I know people kind of started going elsewhere to kind of find the news. So it's exciting stuff, guys. But again, if you haven't already, please hit that like button. We have over 120 people in here and only 50 likes. So hopefully we get some more likes in here before you guys leave. But hell of a roster. Really excited about it. Good things moving forward for the Chicago Bears team. I hope you guys are excited because I am. And, things are starting to get moving forward. No fullback. Khari Blasingame's contract was terminated, but he's expected to come back. So expect a roster move tomorrow for the Chicago Bears. So make sure you guys stay tuned for that. But overall, thanks for tuning into this episode of Just Another Year, guys. Wanted to make sure you guys got all that information. Reedy Stewart obviously sucks to get cut, but it is what it is. Welcome to the game of football, and we keep moving forward. But with that, thank you as always for this episode of Just Another Year Chicago Bears. My name is Nick Rohde, and as always, let's hear it in the live chat in the comments. Bear down, baby.